Ella is Edez.
Good morning.
Good morning, Edez. How are you?
I'm good.
So, Edez is our special guest this morning. He's got some new music, and we're going to listen to the music. And James and Oris will do the honors. I'm just going to sit back and watch and listen.
That's all right.
All right. Well, the WhatsApp number to be a part of the show is 0809 4440981. You can also tweet at Smooth981. And yes, we are streaming this live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. So just go on YouTube, search for Smooth981, and you can see all of us in this studio having this conversation right now. All right. So, new music from Edez. It's called Live. Oh.
It is who distributed, which platform distributed? Which of the platform? Who distributed music? You don't know. Not just a conscious debate.
All right, I really like that line that says, "This life, not to live and learn, no pressure." That was Edez with Live. How does it feel when you listen to your music?
Okay, sometimes I don't believe it's me
Mm.
because I don't like how I sound when I talk. So when I sing, it feels like I'm not the one singing. So sometimes it's just weird hearing myself, and most of the time how people react to it because I get the reaction of, oh, if somebody looks at me, I don't picture you as someone that sings or knows how to sing. So sometimes it just feels weird. But yeah, I try and get used to the fact that I'm the one singing.
Right. This is what happens to broadcasters. Like, we hate hearing the sound of our voices.
Oh.
Yeah. So we understand.
Zibi, are you from Zen?
No, I'm not. I'm relating. Because ask any broadcaster, we really don't like to hear our voices. But it's about Edith and his music. So, what do you think of the music, James Oris? Tell us, tell us. Pretend Edith is not here.
Yeah, ladies first. Let's go.
Wow.
He stole that line, by the way. Let me just tell Lagos. That's my line. Let's see. I like the song actually. Contrary to reports off air by James Silas that I'm a sad guy. I actually like the song. But I think probably the best part of the song is the vocals actually. Lyrically, quite okay. At least better than a lot of what we hear normally on Nigeria radio. So, but I think the major question here should be what happens subsequently. What are the plans for, I guess, putting this out there? Since it doesn't sound quite like. I think one of the things about pop music is that you kind of need to sound like something else, so that
Yes.
some people, especially DJs, can figure out what they'll play
Exactly.
after before your song. So when yours doesn't sound quite like it works in that spectrum, what's the plan?
Okay, so I think it's harder for me because it's different. So what I tend to do is I try to make the lyrics more relatable, so that in terms of promoting it, people can relate to the lyrics and want to vibe to it. So usually, I don't do songs that are necessarily a bit upbeat. I do songs that are mellow. But over time and conversation with other people, I try and infuse other sounds to it so that it's not just a informative or inspirational song. It's something that people can vibe to regardless. So in terms of promoting, I just try and be creative with it. So I try and tell people, okay, what does the song tell you? What does it feel? How do you feel when you listen to the song? So when I get comments like that, that's what I used to work with, promoting or pushing it. But in terms of getting it out there for now, I'm trying to figure out how to use social media mostly.
Okay.
Social media, so do challenges or duets with it, so to see how people respond to. Yeah, so that's my plan, or that's the plan I choose to go forward with.
Okay. So, James, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not new to his sound or his music.
So sorry. So how long have you been singing professional dances?
Been a while.
Well, he does sound like it's been a while.
It's been a while.
So that's a good question. Edez, you answered more of that question, but which brings me to what I was going to say really, that my challenge, or where I have a bit of
Worry.
worry, concern, is the frequency of the music. I mean, I remember the last time we talked about your music, Edez, and truthfully, since that time, this is the next time. I mean, I've been privileged to hear the song way earlier than now, because it sent to me, and I knew that okay, this is a good song again from him. But the major thing is, what are you doing for us to hear more of your music? The frequency of the releases, and for this particular one, is this just a single, or is it like a full? Is there another project or a full project that came with it?
EP album or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first song of an album I'm working on. So because of the kind of music I do, it's a bit of a struggle always maintaining the consistency over time. So I've had a lot of singles over time, but because I'm not necessarily a social media person, so I find it hard to, left to me, if I could just make music and just
Let
chill.
someone
And
else-
let- so
you need a big label for that, my friend.
so yeah, so it's difficult to always maintain the consistency over time and keep on making music and promoting it, because I just like making music, and I'm learning to use social media for my advantage now. But over time, I just do it. Then let's say in 3 months' time, if you don't hear from me, I just release on that song and forget about the first one.
So you
I
need a
don't.
team
Yeah,
to
so
do a
it's-
lot of the work.
So yeah, it's harder because I have to balance my normal life. And
Yes, I was
this.
going to say that what I'm just hearing is somebody who is making millions somewhere else, because I don't know. Because otherwise you would be at least a little bit consistent if this was like bread and butter, but it isn't, right?
No.
Aha.
So it's more like this is what you love.
No, this is what I want to do, but the thing is, it's not giving me money now, so it's more or less I'm giving it my all, but I'm not getting anything back. So
You're not giving it all. You can't say you're giving it your all. If you're
Okay,
giving
hold on.
something
Let's look
for
at what
3 months.
the listeners think about this song. This one is from Cruz, and Cruz says, "Ooh, very sweet vibes." Okay, Ajibade says, "This is like an infusion of Asha and Bez. Gosh, quality voice." And Saint Fajo says, "Is he Nigerian?" Yes, he is, from Edo State, I believe.
No, Delta.
Delta State, okay. And he is good. Sound is top notch. You have me as your audience. Please don't get into the usual Niger style. You're making good sense. Just remain focused. And
Don't
Cruz
go that way.
says, dancing with my head in traffic. All right. Well, the audience are loving you, so that is good. So you need to engage more with the audience.
Yeah, okay, so I think that's why I struggle with. I don't engage as much. So when I say I give my all, I actually do give my all.
What does that mean? Like, but you have another job, don't you?
I recently had another job. I was doing music full time for the longest.
How long? Okay, how long was that? How
After
many
school,
years? How many years has that been?
roughly like 9 or 10 years now.
How many albums did you release in that time?
So I've never dropped a body of work, but I have over 12 songs out.
In 9 years. That's one album, my friend.
Okay, let's move on to the next subject. And the good thing is, Edez is going to be with us all through this show. So it's Oris, James, Edez, and Zemi, all four of us. It's a quartet. Okay, so this is a continuation of something that we did speak about last week. Now, TJ Omori, the video director, who was called out by the artist called Portable for charging up to $50,000 for a video, says, "Okay, you know what? I'm tired of Portable ranting. Just bring your song. Let's shoot a video."
Yay.
Or let's talk further.
It is a victory for online bullying.
Wow.
That is what it is, to be honest. That's exactly what it is, because it almost feels like maybe if you, I mean, people who are motivational speakers probably say, you know what, if you insist, if you blah blah blah, you know. But I just feel like, you know what, this is just online, and TJ is like, you know what, enough. Let's do something.
So
in
Portable
fact,
wore him out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm interested in seeing what the song is, to be honest, because besides there's one other song I hear around the area, and I have absolutely no idea what other thing this guy is up to musically. I know what he's up to on Instagram. I have no idea what else is.
Yeah,
on
there's a
Instagram.
lot more of him on
So
Instagram.
let's see what happens in this video actually.
So I have my chairman DJ T on live right now, and he said TJ Omori is versus Portable. He just laughed, and really it's funny because you have a right as a creator or as a content creator, should I say content creator, or as a director or whatever profession you do to put a price on what you do, you know. And then I think we will not have any argument if we say TJ Omori is one of the best video directors
well, best.
in the country.
It's certainly
at
the most
moment.
popular at the moment.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I mean, so
He's number one.
you know, so you have to give it to him if he says he wants a certain amount. I mean, I've seen a couple of figures that were thrown around. I don't know if he truly charged Portable $50,000 to shoot his video. I mean,
I don't know, man.
you know, so I can understand where Portable's pain might be coming from, and the rant, you know.
But Portable's supposed to have some money, isn't he?
No, but
What,
that's not to me.
$50,000 for a video?
How
though?
much?
I
How
don't
much?
know about that, man.
How much do you
He's
make from your
shooting in
music?
Lagos.
Do you understand how much do you really make from the music, say digitally or whatever? I mean, over time, $50,000 before you sell and make $50,000 in this climb.
Or is that a way of saying, okay, I'm gonna give you this price so you don't bother me
It's
because I know you
return
can't
on
pay?
investment.
Yes, there are people there. There are people who
Totally
feel
different.
like TJ wasn't being serious about it. He was just trying to get Portable off his back.
Right.
Well, it doesn't work out.
About the thing is, because sometimes when if there's a lot of attention, or I don't want to just say cloud, but a lot of attention on a situation, if you go for it, everybody wins at the end of the day, somehow, some way, you know. So all they have to do is
No
cut
bad publicity.
or curtail, work with a budget, and whatever you get with that budget, as long as maybe my name is on it, or sometimes we'll just win-win. I'll help you. Me too. I'll take.
Yeah, because
you
I
know,
was going to say I do not know
You know?
what exactly TJ besides what he would get from Portable.
Mm.
That's something to think about. Frankly, I don't think that I'm not sure what it is.
Edez, what do you think?
Exactly, as somebody who is in the music business.
And you're gonna shoot a video up soon, I
At
believe.
some
Ye-
point,
yes.
will you?
Yeah,
Say
no,
the
yes,
truth, my
yes.
friend.
That I
Okay.
I haven't planned to do a video for this, but my own opinion, I think we are the ones that drag issues, because if he said that and TG didn't respond, he might rant for a while, and if you ignore him, he will just stop, because at the end of the day, I'm the one shooting the video. If you can't afford me, you can't afford me. So it's not about whether it's too expensive, or if I go and meet someone, I want to shoot a video and he says, oh, this is what I charge. Is that I decide to negotiate with him, or I let him,
run.
or exactly, I say, oh, I can't do this. Then if we're in a different relationship or we're friends, we can come and say, okay, I can bring it down for you. But usually video directors always call big amounts, but I don't think they actually always
through.
charge
That's
that
what-
exact. So because it depends, it's relationship you are building with. Like you said, we might want to get something from each other, but if we're not getting something from each other, it has to be monetized, and if it's monetized, it can be negotiated. So if you are saying it's too expensive, nobody forces you to use them. There are other video directors in Nigeria.
Are they? Are you sure?
Yeah, actually,
There are
they
lots of
are.
younger ones
I
who
feel like
need
at
a
the
big
moment,
break.
TG is probably number 1 to 5. By the way,
No, come on. There are others.
I'm kidding. That's a joke. But
All right, well, let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue the conversation. By the way, the conversation is not going to stop here, though, because we're streaming live on YouTube. So, yeah, you can catch us talking behind the mics. This is The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1.
Smooth 98.1. Absolutely no one.
DJ T, what are not smiling? No.
Many of you ever had a stint with acting?
Yes. Why?
James, you're an actor!
I acted
no,
with
you said it's
Mr. Dominic.
You said it's You said it's Don't let this man. Don't let this man
Let
get
me
into
show you.
whatever. though.
I acted with Mr. Dominic.
Show me, I need to see evidence.
You
so I
don't know
can
those
get your
things where the
autograph.
camera is just moving. You want the people that they just
No.
You're in the crowd. You're in the crowd.
I was a boss in the office. See, let me tell you. Let me
You're in the
my
crowd.
seat.
I beg.
So they were all standing waiting for the what's it called? The CEO of the bank.
Right.
Please, how
Yes.
did we
And
get
I
there?
walked in.
I'm not listening. I don't want to listen.
And I walked in. I said,
Wait.
All right, you
new-
better put some respect on James'
I
name.
beg.
Let me
Ain't no
give you
respect.
facts. I'm not going to
And
tell you.
yes, we don't want to hear it. Wait,
Mr.
wait.
Dominic is my guy. Don't play. Stop
Yes,
playing with me.
when I was in Uniben, I actually acted.
Really?
I bet shut up. I acted in church back in the days too. What's this guy saying?
Oh, we're all actors.
When he was Uniben. What do you mean by that? When he was
When I was
Uniben.
working with please, I acted
We're all actors.
in a bunch of fellowship dramas.
Oh, okay. What about you?
Never.
None at all.
Okay, so do you have a movie role for me? I mean, I don't know.
I might.
James
I might.
is looking for extra set of income.
What famous? And my friend said, "I said Uniben. They don't even know you Uniben."
This
It's-
is
it's-
Grapevine
it's
on
the Robert
Smooth
said you don't know you
98.1. Now we're going to switch gears and talk about acting. And I was asking, just while the mics were off, you might have caught this on the YouTube screen, if anyone in the studio had a stint with acting. Apparently, James was a
Tell them.
C-list celebrity at some
Yeah.
point.
James was
I acted
a Waka Pass, Waka
alongside
Pass.
Richard Dominic.
What's the name of the movie?
It didn't come out. It didn't come out. But I acted.
The performance was so bad. The guys like, you know what, we can't release this. It's going to ruin our careers.
This is not
Okay.
fair, but it's true.
All
I have
right.
pictures to prove it.
Yeah, but the movie didn't come out.
Didn't come out.
It did come out.
It
It,
doesn't
might come out
count.
later. I don't know.
It doesn't count.
What year was this?
Like
1982.
maybe 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
possible it could come out 5 years. If it was more, I'd say probably
Zabi is
not.
not going to happen, don't worry.
Why? Was it because of James's acting?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
he's-
That's why it never got released.
He's hating. He's hating.
The man was so bad.
No.
Okay, so I was asking because I wanted to know if in the course of acting you've ever had to shoot a scene where you know, share a few
What are you talking
smoochy
about,
moments. Kisses.
No. I didn't play a love interest.
No,
I was the
we-
boss in the office.
We are all
Really?
Jesus children here. We don't do things like that.
Okay. Well, according to Mike Bamiloye, he says it's not a good thing for actors and filmmakers to have intimate scenes on television. And he sort of called out the actors and actresses and says, you think you're making money, you think you're going to get popular, but it's not a good thing. Your children are going to see this and they'll wonder why you did this way back in the day. And Mike Bamiloye is a pastor and he's known for some movies.
The Mount Zion movies, actually, back in the
Yes.
90s.
Yes. So I'm
Did you
curious.
mention something spiritual about it?
Well, there's always a pastor is going to speak from a spiritual perspective or a religious perspective as well. But to others, it's art. To him, it's something deeper and is reserved for perhaps the person that you're married to. So I'm curious about this. We've seen in recent times a lot of Nollywood movies have these intimate scenes that seem quite steamy, although sometimes I do think they lack some direction and coordination. But I'm just curious, what's your thoughts on it?
Okay, I mean, at the end of the day, I think this is Africa and Nigeria. We are very conservative and very, I don't want to just say pretentious, but but the fact is, acting is acting. I mean, if the movie thing is just make believe, and there's no way we can, interpret a situation or interpret the message without actually showing a level of what that thing is talking about. So when you bring spirituality or Christianity into that whole acting situation, it just sort of makes everybody uncomfortable. And this is not just about him and what he said. We've seen worse situations from the guys from the north. I don't like talking about religion, but the guys from the north and Islam, how they bash this certain actress for her role or for
Yes,
even
I think
exposing her
that's what
hair,
I'm
or do you understand? We've had those situations back to back. So, but it would have been nice for everybody to understand that acting is acting. Him, the pastor, is also an actor who plays somebody's husband in the movie, and
But he's not kissing women.
no, he's not kissing women. I know, but you are playing somebody's husband who is not really your wife. So what are we
To
saying?
be fair, one of the movies, I think his wife was actually his wife in the movie.
Yeah,
His real life
yes.
wife was his wife.
Not
in
in
the
all
But
of
not
them.
everyone has
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you know,
as long as
liberty.
it's
Yeah.
100%.
So we
You know-
cannot be judging actors on real life situations. I don't know.
All right.
Unfortunately, I think we can judge actors.
Go ahead.
Look, my perspective on this is, as for anybody who watches films from outside of Nigeria, you understand that they are sex scenes, but they are also what I would like to call, let's just say, licentious sex scenes. They might not do a lot of things for the story, but they are there. I think this new film, at least in Nigeria, the Shantytown from Netflix, is a good example of that. I do not think that maybe if the film had like 5 minutes of such lustful scenes, to quote Mike Bamiloye, 3.5 of them could have been cut out of that film, and nothing would change. It's there because they think it gives it an added dimension, which is a lie, unfortunately. So my own view is this: unless your film is good enough to have those things, do not have them. In fact, my view is this: do not Bollywood as a body, as an industry, should not have sex scenes at the moment because their films are too bad. You know, so
Wow.
you are not going to cover. Listen, you're not going to cover the badness of your movie with like a bunch of these kind of scenes. It's for me, it's despicable. It's just like what's that thing used to call in secondary school? We wrote to the answer. You know, the idea is you want to attract people by putting this there, but it doesn't do anything for the plot, and your film itself is actually empty. So why are you doing this? So that's my only perspective on this. Like, you know, I understand my lawyer is Christianity, is Christian angle and religious angle. I just think from an artistic point of view, you really should deserve a sex scene. And if you do not deserve a sex scene, do not include it. So if I was the census board, I'm going to ban all of those things until the things get better.
All right, Edez, what
I think I agree with him because most of the time all these other scenes are just to sell. Because if you look at it, nobody ever talks about what the story of the movie is.
Because there's no story.
Yeah, you talk about what we saw and who is doing this and who is doing that. So at the end of the day, they lose the focus of why they made the movie and more about what was done in the movie. So, and I believe that if you're doing a movie, it's not because you want to just tell a random story. You're trying to pass a message across. So, what message are you passing across? Is it to sell sex or to tell a story that impacts people or not?
1 second. Now, when we look at Bollywood movies are able to convey emotion without having these adult scenes, right? So, is that something that we could consider doing? Because to be honest, I don't like to see adult scenes in Nigerian movies. I think they're just not shot in a tasteful way.
They are just, you know, exactly, and that's the thing. You know,
Just great buzz.
there's a very good film with a lot of sexes actually called Lost Caution. I think it's by Ang Lee from way back. And this film is about the progression of two people's relationship, a man and a woman. And it goes from being a relationship where the man is dominant and it shows up in the bed up until the power what's it called, dynamic changes, and then she becomes dominant and it shows up too in bed. Such a film, the sex is important to, in fact, it's wrapped around the story.
Yeah.
There's not a single film like that in Nigeria. Why the hell are we seeing this bad sex since then?
All right, let's see. We've got some comments coming through. I'm going to take these ones coming from YouTube. Daisy says, it's called acting. I don't want to start on the hypocrisy of some so-called pastors who do worse than what they are condemning. And I agree with Oris. The scenes in Nollywood are cringe. Saint Fajo says, Shanty Town. I was surprised at a point I had to scream. Olive says, it's amazing that some of our Nigerian Christian moralists will take murder, ritual killings, or crime over adult scenes in movies.
That's a good
And Tayo says, may I suggest stunt double for the kissing scene and others? Or be like Janet Jackson. Make sure anyone that you have to kiss in a movie takes an HIV test. She did that in Poetic Justice.
No, that doesn't change.
But that's ridiculous. But that's ridiculous.
No, I'm just saying.
That's just ridiculous.
All right, and let's move on to the next one. And this is, well, reality TV. Reality TV is finding its way in Nigeria. Now, a Nollywood actor, Bolanle Ninalowo, and his family are set to launch their reality TV show. So it's going to be a bit like The Kardashians.
No, it is not. Absolutely
You
not.
haven't even seen it. It's not out yet.
But why are we making that comparison if you haven't seen it? Why are we taking it?
No, it's a family with family dynamics. Maybe a grandmother, children, husband, wife, neighbors.
My
It's like
goodness.
Fuji House of Commotion.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for Yoruba movie watchers, I'm sure he's a big fat star there. The thing is, I'm not sure what network this is going to be on. I don't know what station it's supposed to be on. I don't even know anything about it, to be honest. I'm just like, okay, here goes a Nollywood actor trying to do reality TV. Let's hope it works.
Some Nollywood actors in the past had reality TV shows. Jamaica had a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Omotala Jalade had a reality TV show. Her show was, I don't know.
There is a reason why none of those has anything like a legacy. There's a reason why that's the case.
But do you think perhaps whoever is involved in this would have done their research, have learned over the years, seen the mistakes that were made in, I think Jamaica had 2 seasons, did he? Did he have 2 seasons?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was 2.
I think yes.
Okay, right.
But can I ask a question quickly? When you look
Mr.
at
Ninalowo, I hope you're listening.
when we talk about, before I go to his, when we talk about reality TV,
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ones we've seen in recent time is Real House. Is it
Yes,
Housewives
Yeah, Real
of
Housewives,
Lagos?
yes.
What do you did you guys have you watch? What
I
do you
watched
think
it.
about it? I mean,
Um,
what's
I watch
comes
a
to
lot
mind?
of Real Housewives outside Nigeria, so
no? Don't
this-
compare. Just talk about this one.
It was decent.
okay, yeah.
It was
It
okay.
wasn't bad.
Even I
wasn't
feel
bad
that
actually.
same way. I feel the same
Yeah,
about
it was
Edez.
okay.
I think so. I
Was
think it
it
was
So
okay, actually.
maybe, and now they're coming with the one of Abuja, right?
Yes.
So maybe should we assume that they might script it good enough for people to at least watch?
But then again, Wheel House of Lagos was based on Wheel House of that's going up.
Yeah.
So they have a template.
So maybe the
with
Kardashians
this,
might be
so
the
with this,
template.
maybe. But then again, if you are going to do something like that, it has to be something that is. If you are doing, it has to be creative and interesting. If you are not following somebody else's template,
I think the issue is there has to be some kind of tension, and I don't think that a family show based on an Hollywood actor has the enough tension to sustain.
Okay, guys, let's calm down. It's going to be premiered or shown on YouTube, so maybe we shouldn't even.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, let's not think too much.
Okay, so we can avoid it.
Oh wow, Oris, that's what I meant to. Wow.
Wow.
You know that guy has
Oris.
muscles. Be careful. Oris.
Yes, he's a buff guy, and you're not as buff as he is. So
No,
good
it's
luck.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So let's take a message, and this one is from Tayo. Tayo says, "With all things I'm seeing in Nigeria, you want to add a Kardashian-like reality TV? Please give me my remote. I want to watch the
But wait,
news."
this would have been a good chance. Now that there is no money, there's no fuel, there's no lights. It should have been a good time for reality TV. Actually, this is the real reality. Actually, somebody should just take a camera. This is the one we want to see, not Bolanle. But anyway,
Okay, so let's move on to the US now. Just about a year after Will Smith gave Chris Rock what we describe as a dirty slap, Bad Boys 4 is confirmed. Now, he's confirmed that the fourth in the installment will go on, and it's very interesting.
is it?
I mean,
Oh,
the
Oris,
situation.
that's okay. We heard that. That's the headline. Oris, let's what do you think? What happened to emancipation? What would you say?
Exactly. I think that's the more important question in this. Actually, like Will Smith's first film after the slap was supposed to be, well, it is a film called Emancipation, and the film was particularly targeted at the Oscars. What's his name? Antoine Fuqua, the director, I think
Yes.
was working his way into getting some kind of Oscar love. This was supposed to be his film.
Aww.
Unfortunately, as everybody now knows, it
Hawaii.
just didn't happen exactly. Maybe it would have happened if Will did not do what he did. But the fact of the matter is that Will did that, and months later, this big film was no longer a big film on the one hand. On the other hand, nobody seemed to have cared, and then the Academy totally ignored it in the nomination. So I think going back to something that everybody knows him for, something like Bad Boy, probably would help his image, But yes, I felt like really campaigning for the Oscars just a year after that, there was really going to be.
It wasn't
way,
bad
yeah.
anyway.
There
So how are
just
they going to
wasn't
get
going
around
be.
that?
Should we
Yeah,
should we
so
agree,
just went
or
to
will you agree that Emancipation was a good movie?
It was. Like I said, if that did not happen, I think they would have probably maybe given.
No,
this guy-
leave that word. As in
Okay.
watching it. You watched it.
Yeah, I have.
Do you agree that it was a good movie?
I think it's just okay. I don't think it's great, to be honest. Of course, the other thing is this. I think there's a little bit of hypocrisy in that whole thing. Will had said before, back in the day, that he wasn't going to do any movie based on slavery, and then when he found that maybe it looked like this was going to get him closer to the Oscars again, it was something that he wanted to do. And I'm just like, dude, somehow
Maybe he had
I'm
to
not
change
sure.
your
Yeah,
heart.
but
People
I
have
just feel like
changed
it's a bit hypocritical. Don't be making all those kind of noises when you're younger about how you never do it and then you do it.
Well,
But anyway,
everyone is
I won't
right.
lie. I was very, very happy when the Oscars list came out and I didn't see it.
It wasn't going to go on there. It was impossible.
Yeah.
No, but if his
No,
name
but
was there
there was a
at
lot.
all-
Yeah, but there was a small campaign. They kept showing it to black communities, hoping that with that they
It's a
would
buzz.
take it up there. But no, it didn't even happen. They didn't get a single nomination. You know what that is? A single one. So yeah,
You are very happy about it.
I wouldn't lie. I'm very, very happy. I'm not happy about.
So is
Fuqua
anyone
because-
actually looking forward to Bad Boys 4?
Not really.
No,
I am though.
I-
I'm
I
the only
become
person.
fan.
Did you see 3?
Yes.
I didn't even.
I liked it.
I saw 2, and by 2, I just like I just checked out.
Exactly.
I just checked out by 2.
So
I'm like,
for
no.
me, it feels like it's going
Tired.
to feel like Fast
Fast and Furious.
Not just that, I had my doubts when Coming to America 2 was coming, was going to be released, and I was wondering why after how many years. So now Bad Boys 4, what's going to change? Rush Hour, what again?
4.
What
That-
happened?
that
I
one
will
want
look
to
out
see.
for that one.
I
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
And you know why? Because
one I want
I'm
to
a
see.
big fan of Chris Rock, and I would like to see what I mean.
Chris Tucker.
Tucker.
Sorry, Chris Tucker, and I would like to see Jackie
Jackie
Chan
Chan,
again
yeah.
and what
Yeah.
he would do this time around. I mean, you saw him in Saudi Arabia.
I did.
When he was talking about how he wants to stop, he wants to chill about stunts, but you know,
Yes,
focus
now
on
he's
singing
like
and stuff.
Almost 70 now.
So
Yeah, so he was saying that people always ask him that, hey, Jackie, do a stunt. And he's like, he's an old man. How can he be doing stunts at this age, you know? But so he took his money and said, you know what, let's think of something else. So he started to learn how to sing.
Oh, wow.
So now if you meet him, what people ask him
Edez
is
featuring
sing.
Jackie Chan. On that note, that is all the time that we have for the show this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of the Grapevine. Thank you, James. Thank you, Oris. And special thanks to you, Edez,
Thank you for having me.
our special guest. And thank you for listening. But do stay with us. There is a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.
Alex say we should leave fast and furious for you.
Who's that?
Alex.
But that, I feel like that's even a better franchise than this. I'm just tired of this.
I love Fast and Furious.
Hey.
Oh no, those guys will still make a lot of money.
Which one?
It's not about like the storyline anymore. I like the